Good morning all. We're going to test the bad relays that we replaced inside this Bircher safety mat controller. Its part number is ESD3-K167. Now I've got 20 volts DC from this power supply right here. And we're going to apply that to the coil, and we're going to look at the contact resistance of those two relays when we energize and de-energize the relays. So let's set this one out of the way. We'll connect the coil to the power supply with these clip leads, and right here I have two more clip leads that we're going to connect our fluke DMM to the contacts. Now the first thing, let's look at the normally closed contacts. And here we have about 920 ohms. That's bad. Let's see if I can turn this to remove that glare. 920 ohms. That should read 0 ohms, minus my meter leads. Okay, now we're going to go to the second switch contacts. There's two switch contacts in here. And that one is up there in the mega ohms. That's about 1 mega ohm. Now let's go back to the first switch, normally open contacts. And we're going to energize the relay by applying 20 volts DC to the coil. And that says about 100 ohms dancing around. Let's de-energize the coil. The normally open contact is opened up. We're going to go to the second switch and test it. We've energized the coil by applying 20 volts DC. And we have about 115 ohms. Oh no, that's kilo ohms. That's way up there. It's coming down a little bit. There's about 90, 99, 100 kilo ohms. Let's go back to the first switch. Measure it again, see if it's up there in the kilo ohms. That's up there. That's 600 and some odd ohms right there. Those contacts are bad. Now, if this wasn't such a critical circuit, this safety mat controller, we could remove the cover and clean the contacts. But because this is in a safety circuit, I like to replace these relays with brand new ones, just to be safe. Here's the second relay, connecting the power supply to the coil. And here's the normally closed contacts of the first switch. 79 ohms. Let's energize the coil. Alright, that contact is opened up. Let's go to the normally closed contact of that switch. And there's 800 ohms. That's dancing around all over the place. That's bad. 95 ohms, 94 ohms. Let's remove the 20 volts from the relay coil. And let's go to the second switch. There's the normally closed contacts of the second switch. It's up there around 800 ohms. Energize the coil by applying 20 volts DC to the coil. The relay has opened up on that contact. Just remove that 20 volts DC. Now we'll go to the normally open contact and energize the coil. And this is dancing around also. There's 60 kilo ohms. These relay contacts are bad. The coil is good. The function of the relay is good. It energizes and de-energizes. The contacts open and close, but the contact resistance is extremely high. These relays are bad because of that. Evening all. Here we are at the house, and we're going to discuss how to test this Bircher safety mat controller ESD3-K167. Now here on terminals 1 and 2 we have the safety mat connected, and to simulate that safety mat not stepped on but open, I connected an 8.2 kilo ohm resistor in this position right here. Now here on some safety mats we have a second input from a safety mat, and that's on terminals 3 and 4. On terminals 5 and 6 we have a closed reset switch. On terminals 9 and 10 we apply 24 volts AC or DC, and I use 24 volts DC on terminals 9 and 10 to power up that Bircher safety mat controller. Here on 7 and 8, 12 and 13, and 15 and 16, we have 3 relays. Now the relay on 7 and 8, in our case, the relay on 7 and 8 was good, but the relays on 12 and 13 and 15 and 16 were bad. Their contacts had extremely high resistance, and so I replaced these 2 relays right here with brand new relays. So to perform the test, I have an 8.2 kilo ohm resistor out here, and then I close the reset switch. The green LED on the front of the controller turns on, and the 3 relays M, SR1, and SR2 close. And we measure, this is after I replaced these 2 bad relays, we measure a good 0 ohms from 7 to 8, 12 to 13, and 15 to 16 with the new relays installed. When I wanted to simulate stepping on that safety mat, I paralleled 1 and 2, the 8.2 kilo ohm resistor, I parallel that with a 220 ohm resistor. And in so doing, the 2 each yellow LEDs on the front of the safety mat controller turn on, and these relays de-energize. And so now when we put our ohm meter across 7 and 8, 12 and 13, and 15 and 16, they are open. Very simple test. Now to reset everything, I open and close the reset switch, and that sets everything back to the beginning. So 8.2 kilo ohms here, and then I parallel 220 ohms to simulate stepping on that safety mat. Amazing. Amazing how simple this was. Now if you can, always try to replace these relays right here with original, brand new relays. This is a safety circuit, and it's always best if you can replace these relays in that safety circuit.